I think that the entire personal growth healing process has lost something to the degree that it has become medicalized and to the degree that it is in a for-profit industry.
Yeah.
So some of the economic systems within which people are trying to do health and healing are kind of counter to health and healing. There's a paradox in there. And then if you think about most of the systems that we live in right now are living and breathing sort of children of domination systems, which means that they run on competition, performance, climbing the ranks, getting status, being better than other people, grabbing more for yourself. They're not built, generally speaking, on the principles of meeting the needs of all people and being a learning and growing, flexible organization that is responsive to emerging needs and learning as we go, which is what an alternative kind of system would be like. So I say that just to acknowledge that I think the struggle is really real and I share it with you. And my journey into, I am a licensed clinical psychologist and I do not take insurance because I learned after 5 or 6 years of doing insurance, it was so counter to so many of my values. I was longing for a deeper, more soulful, more whole, more authentic path than what the medicalized models tend to focus on. They talk about the gold standard of CBT, DBT, ACT, all of the things that become a treatment protocol that actually, the reason, in my opinion, I mean, I don't want to throw the baby out with the bathwater because I do believe in randomized controlled trials and certain kinds of experimental design. Like, I am not dissing any of that. That is really, really important. But when it comes to a living system and health and healing, that kind of scientific lens becomes somewhat limited because it's really good at a particular kind of knowledge and it doesn't fit all ways of being and understanding into that template. But because it's measurable and observable in the way that it does it, the medical system loves it, and so does the insurance company. And so there's a huge push to do what I think of as symptom management, but not a lot yet to go into deeper causes because they're a little bit more amorphous and difficult to measure and difficult to research in that kind of research. And so I now practice independently and I don't bill insurance. And you all see how and what I do. But I also have a professional community of analysts, psychologists, counselors who think the way I do, because you will find those people, and all of us feel like outliers. All of us feel like, are we the weird ones because we're not working within the system as it is, but we care really, really deeply. And the one bit of hope I can tell you is we all find each other because we start recognizing each other and we all start building our own communities and our supervision groups and our consult groups. And we still follow all of the ethical guidelines of doing no harm and, what best practices are for practice. We're not throwing out the baby with the bathwater, but it is a little bit harder to find deeper work and the people who are wanting to do deeper work. And the pain of working within the system and all of its regulations is real. If you see yourself in a leadership position in a system, bringing a new consciousness, a new way of being, a different way of transforming the system, then it would function as a tool to help you do the kind of transformation work you want to do.
Yeah, focusing on that lights me up. Like that energizes me again.
Mm-hmm. Great. Well, that is wisdom. The places that light you up, the places that energize you, that's where I would put a lot of attention on that. I'd be like, okay, that would be a yes. That's my body and my inner being saying yes. So in that case, I want to make a list of all of the fears that are saying no and work with the fears, but really honor the yes. Because the other piece of a path like this is, what am I willing to be courageous for? But in my experience, the things that have been really worth it in my life have come with a lot of inner conflict and a lot of inner discernment about it's a yes, even though I'm scared of all of these things. If you'd asked me a different question, which is, do I regret any of the choices I made? No. The only thing I wish were different is that our economic systems were set up differently and I didn't have to suffer in this particular iteration of it. But I do not regret getting the degree that I have. And I do not regret the training and the learning along the way, as painful as it was. That I don't regret. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you for
You're
touching on the last
welcome.
part. That it helped me remember and pull out of the drama and weirdness I've been in and like come
Mhm.
back to my own like,
Yes.
yes.
This is the thing that energizes you. This is the
Yeah.
thing that speaks to you. So there's some inner wisdom that knows that is your path. And then the rest is just figuring out the logistics.
And I think that practical piece you brought up of like you
Hmm.
created your own group that
Hmm.
like
Hmm.
then actually fed you each week, like
Yes.
to go and be with those heart-centered people is like,
Yes.
thank God this is just ongoing maintenance. Like that's
Exactly.
really, really smart.
Yeah.
So, thank
Yeah.
you for sharing your story.
You're very welcome. You're very welcome. Thank you, Katie. Thank you for your questions. Good luck. Good luck. Trust your inner knowing.